our last training mission, bringing us here to Tenoria 2, and the pacification of the Xerox installations here, as well as a little bit of resource gathering. But as far as I'm aware, our resources are actually in fairly good shape, except for resources that we have yet to get to, essentially. We are set, prepped, and ready to begin our official mission of exploration. So, the agenda this evening will be to do a pre-flight check on Pathfinder, make sure that she is good to go, that we're ready to leave our home system of Tenoria, well, our current home system of Tenoria behind, and proceed into the next system. That's really about it. Just going to keep it short and simple. Do we have any reports as far as inventory goes? Anything we need to be specifically aware of?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right. Medical-wise, how are we doing for medic supplies? Are we still... I know you...
So low on small med kits and large med kits.
Okay. We'll work on getting some of those supplies stocked up when we find a planet that has ingredients for that. I believe we got the small vessels and hover vessels fairly well stocked last shift, so we shouldn't have to worry about that. As for launch preparations and for the next stint of flight that we're going to be going through, we'll need to establish who's going to be taking what roles. Do I have any requests as far as roles to be fulfilled this evening?
I would be happy to take the helm if you would like.
Alright, that works. We got a helmsman. We need a weapons officer. Actually, I'd like to keep, because this is going to be our first warp jump, I'd like to keep Kaysen in engineering. So that we know that everything runs smoothly for that. After that point, might have somebody else take over that. So then we've got a weapons officer and an SIO to still fill in. So, who would like to take either of those positions?
What's the SIO?
That's the sensor intelligence officer. That's the person who monitors the sensors and...
The map.
Yeah, keeps us appraised
I
of the
can do
situation
that.
in general.
Yeah, on this particular mission, since we're going to be mapping a new star system, I think SIO is going to be pretty busy today.
Yeah, agreed. Well, since we're going to be warping into a new system, I'd actually like you to be back in medbay. Just in case something goes haywire.
Okay.
I know you'll have to be seated, but maybe you can double check your inventory logs just to get an idea of what we need when we get to where we're going.
I think it may be a good idea to route some additional sensor resources down to medbay so that Dr. M can actually analyze the planets from orbit before we head down. I think we're going to have some potential bacteria situations and things like that on the planets we've never been exposed to before, so it would be a good idea to monitor those things.
Yeah, we can do that. Sort of trade off. Have the SIO run a primary analysis, and then have the medical officer kind of scan over the data for essential information for her.
I can do that.
So that sound good? So we'll still want an SIO for general sensor analysis, and a weapons officer.
Blaine does really well as the weapons officer.
Yeah, Blaine typically takes the position of weapons. Do either of you object to Blaine taking weapons once again, or do one of you, either Canuck or Blaze, want... It's going to be fairly... I'm expecting it to be fairly tame, to be honest.
Yeah, it don't matter to me.
Still new
I'm
to
good.
the game, and I'm not sure I'll be here for a while longer, so...
Alright. Then, Blaine will have you take weapons, and Canuck will have you take SIO.
Okay.
And we will... Blaze will let you kind of ride along and continue to observe until you're ready to step up and take a roll. Sound good?
Yeah, thanks.
I think we can be expecting some scouting missions to have to happen in our SVs. So I'm sure Blaze will be a good candidate to help out with some of the landing platform scouting missions and things like that.
Does everyone
works.
still have a med kit?
I do.
Yeah.
Yep.
As do I. All right. Any questions or additions before we conclude the briefing and proceed with the mission?
Do you think it might be a good idea to run over to the modular base on this planet and make sure we've taken care of inventory over there? I'm not sure what's left on the base.
We can double check on that. Kason as
I just-
quartermaster, do you?
I just picked the plant fibers that were growing in there.
Okay.
I don't know
I
if you
didn't
want to
think there was anything in the cryo storage over there, but I wasn't sure.
Just for record, we're super good on bandages. We
Okay.
do not need any more bandages.
Good.
Yeah, so essentially, we don't need any more plant fibers. So if we can
Plant
reprioritize
fibers
those.
used for the plots,
Yeah,
crop plots.
we need those to build the bases, the half bases.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm just saying, bandages were good.
Okay. All right. So then we can prioritize the using the plant fibers for the growing plots for future installations. All right. If there's nothing else to add or no questions, then we will proceed to our stations and execute launch.
Alright, well, aside from the fibers, I left a little bit of oxygen and fusion cells on the modular base, just in case.
Good.
Yeah, that's
So-
fine. We never know.
I don't know.
You
I
never
don't
know if
think
we'll
you
need
guys
to.
want. Yeah.
Well, this base will still be accessible by teleporter, so we shouldn't have any issues if we need to come back.
Yep. All right. So everyone, remember, SIO needs to not SIO. Helm needs to take position first.
Helm is in position.
All right. Everyone else can take their stations. All right. Good. Everyone in flight positions.
Hold on, please. Ready.
All right. Let me know when you're in position, please.
Looks like cloud cover is nice and clear for our departure.
Excellent.
Here I am.
All right. You in flight position?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Sitting.
Essentially, yeah. That's flight position means you've taken a seat.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Engineering, bring primary and secondary thrusters and primary RCS online.
Online.
All right, Helm.
Showing thrusters online, standing by to take off. Getting liftoff. Clearing landing platform and beginning our ascent to orbit.
What? All right, engineering, take secondary thrusters offline. We should have enough thrust with primary to achieve orbit.
Secondary thrusters offline.
That'll help our power consumption.
Approaching orbital range. I just lost thrusters.
And we get
Something else
thrusters
just
back
going
online,
here?
please.
You're
Thrusters
falling.
Back online. I don't know what happened there?
That was a little scary.
That was a little scary.
Chair? I mean, did somebody else hop in the control panel?
And
Yes.
please.
We have reached
Nope.
orbital velocity and are approaching orbit.
All right. SIO, we're going to do a little bit of training here for the SIO position. Open your sector map.
You bet.
switch to the Galactic, or the switch to the Galactic sector map, and see if you can find the next neighboring system.
We have
for us to
cleared Tenoria 2 orbit and are awaiting coordinates for warp jump.
Alright, target's locked. The Arusha system.
Alright, helm set a course for the Arusha system.
Arusha system is locked in. Reorienting ship for warp jump.
Once you are oriented and on course, achieve maximum thrust and execute warp jump.
Spinning up warp engines. We are at full power, activating warp jump. Warp jump complete.
Excellent. Helm, bring us to all stop.
Answering all stop.
Alright, SIO, give us a rundown of the planets in the sector.
Captain, I'm picking up some power fluctuations from the warp drive after that. Once we land, I'd like to check it out.
Understood. Let's see if we can find a suitable planet to set down on. I'm looking through the sensor data now. Looks like the planet Buonos might be a decent place to set down.
Buonos.
Temperate planet with a... looks like the atmosphere is breathable. Let's make that our next stop.
Okay, setting waypoint for planet. Looks like departure will be course 180. Approximate distance 5.41 kilometers. Adjusting course.
Really close together.
Yeah, that moon does look like it's orbiting close to the planet. We might have to analyze its orbital path and make sure that it's not going to present a danger. Looks like it's still clear enough. It's not gonna be a concern.
Captain, I'm seeing some fluctuations in the thrusters. It might be related to the power issue that engineering reported.
Well, let's see if we can make it down planet side first.
Without falling.
Well, yes, that would be preferable. It is standard operation to set a ship down nicely.
Adjusting approach vector to 60 degrees, ready to enter atmosphere. Atmospheric transition complete. Leveling off.
The power fluctuations, I'll have to go in the back and check it out. Are we stable?
Holding position. Hovering thrusters are stable.
Alright, Kason, once you get back there, and what the hell was that?
I'm on my way. Reactor just blew. Everybody seated? About to go down.
Yep.
Losing thrusters.
Captain, I've lost thruster control. Trying to level us off.
Everybody brace for impact. This is not going to be pretty. Alright,
sir.
status report.
Thrusters offline. It looks like we still have some generator power. Ship is unstable on a cliff, basically. Looks like the starboard nacelles balanced us off, but we're kind of hanging over a mountain, edge of a mountain here. I think we're stable enough to actually get some damage control teams underway.
Alright.
Okay, I'm not going back in there. Warp drive is blown up. Fuel cells may soon follow.
What's the radiation status in engineering?
Lethal.
Alright, that means all personnel need to stay clear of engineering.
Abandon ship?
We might need to.
Captain must go down with the ship.
Thanks, Kason. I appreciate that.
Can we get up from our seats now?
Yes, for now we're not going anywhere. We have no thrusters, we have no warp drives. We have no warp drive. We are, dead on the planet. And with radiation... Blaze, don't go in there.
Yep.
With radiation being at lethal levels, there's not really any way we can affect repairs.
But our engineering is inside, right?
Repeat that, I'm sorry.
Our engineering in the engineering.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, there's, everything we need to make this thing fly, essentially, is back there. Everyone make sure that...
Quartermaster, I ask that you take any food in the fridges because looks like we are about to lose all power in the fridges.
We're down
That's
to
confirmed.
4% energy. Looks like we're on emergency reserves.
Alright. Everyone proceed to the galley.
Grabbing bandages.
Kind of neat being in the ship when it's like crooked like this, not straight.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
There's a pretty substantial amount of perishables in the food processing unit in the galley. I don't have enough space to carry it all.
Alright. For transport and security purposes, I think the two vessels we're gonna be taking with us to start are going to be the Ripcat and the Galileo. I want the Galileo to stand on alert at all times and be prepared for evasive just because it's not exactly designed for combat.
Do we have a place to store food inside those ships?
We do.
Yes,
Each of
there's
them
a
should have
refrigerator
a...
in both.
Let's do a pre-flight check on each of those vessels, make sure that they are ready to fly. I'm checking Galileo. Galileo is green on food and O2, and she is actually armed in case she has to defend herself. How's the Ripcat looking? Is anybody?
No.
Alright.
Ripcat is the red tank, right?
Yes,
Yes.
that's correct. If you hit P to open the control panel, you'll be able to check the fuel and oxygen status on it.
How do I know which one I'm looking?
The very bottom of the menu, you'll see one that has, they're essentially, they look like two tanks, essentially.
Yeah, I know. But how do I know that I'm looking at the correct ship?
In the upper left corner under info, it should say Ripcat.
Ripcat, I see. So we have 66% fuel and 43% oxygen.
Alright. We need to get those levels topped off. Has anybody grabbed the... let me see if I can grab some O2 from life support.
The main O2 tanks are
I have
still
O2.
intact. It looks like we have plenty of reserve oxygen.
Oh, you have O2 bottles? Large ones?
50.
Do me a favor and top off the Ripcat if you can, please. Do we have any fuel that we can add to the Ripcat?
I have a handful of fusion fuel cells.
Alright, see if you can top the Ripcat off too, just because we're really going to be relying on them as, on the Ripcat and the Galileo as, our primary method of transportation currently.
I have filled Galileo's refrigerator to the top. If there's any more space in
There's none in
Ripcat.
Ripcat.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the only two vehicles. We're just going to have to,
Well, I'll keep what I've got on me, and if it spoils, it's gonna have to spoil, I guess.
yeah, we'll just have to deal with it. We're kind of left without a choice currently.
Yeah.
I have food
And
too.
levels.
Is there somewhere I should put it?
All right. Ripcat's fuel is topped off.
Alright. Jason,
I
are you...
can fit a little bit more in this fridge here on the ship, the shuttle. I just have it turned on.
Oh, I
just for
forgot the
fridge.
shuttle pod. I forgot the shuttle pod had one in it, yeah.
We're gonna
Yeah,
have to use
there's just a little bit space left in it though.
We're gonna have to use the forward
Like
hangar.
the kitchen is clear.
Alright.
The
we're gonna have
rear hangar exit is blocked by the landscape, so we cannot exit this direction.
Alright, well... No, we can't even really go... Well, we can... We should be able to go off and then to the side.
You may
We
be
should
able to
be
get Ripcat out the rear exit, but there's no way Galileo could get out there.
Well, Galileo, that's okay. Galileo can fly. I would be... Well, I don't know. I guess the Ripcat's hover engines should be able to handle the drop. We've
don't-
gone off higher drops than this.
I don't see us ever getting it back on the ship, but getting it out shouldn't be a problem, so...
Well, right now, there's not really anything we can do. Alright, we have food gathered, we have all other essentials.
Medical supplies in my storage.
I have plenty of room in Galileo for passengers if anyone wants to take a seat over here.
Alright, for the Ripcat, we need a crew of at least 2.
No whispered
for the
target
pilot
found. No
and
whispered
gunner.
target found.
And we can take a couple extras if we want other turret gunners, anyone else. Go ahead and hop aboard Galileo.
I can shoot.
Galileo's power sequence is complete, ready to launch at your command.
Alright, Blaze, come on up onto the Ripcat. Anyone else going to join me on Ripcat, or is it just the 2 of us?
I can
I'll come.
join if you need it. Or no, Canuckas, never mind.
Alright. Very good.
At the door.
Alright. Roll call. Who is where?
Galileo.
Galileo,
Galileo, I'm hearing Galileo.
Ripcat.
Figaro.
And Galileo.
Thanks for keeping the mood light, Lane. Alright, Blaze, as soon as... go ahead and hop in the gunner's seat. That's the seat right behind me.
Yep.
Do you remember how to access the turret?
P,
Mm-hmm. Then the devices
Devices.
tab.
turret, artillery 1.
That's correct.
Radiation levels hitting critical.
Alright. Ripcat is proceeding out the hangar. Everybody hold tight. This is
Main
gonna be a
power
hell
just
of a
failed
drop.
on Pathfinder.
Everyone alright?
Yep, that was easy.
Alright, Galileo, you're clear for departure.
Exiting hangar. And we're clear.
Alright. Do me a favor and give me a bearing to that vessel that showed up on our scopes. I want to check that out.
Alright, hang on. Go northwest.
Northwest. Copy
Good
that.
idea to make a quick scouting pass around the valley, Captain, if you want me to take care of that while you're heading for the coordinates.
Go ahead, Galileo. Start with that vessel, just to make sure that we're not going to hit any serious opposition when we get there.
Will do.
Should be close by. I remember seeing it.
I am trying to find it
To the left.
visually.
Galileo. A little more to the left.
Ah. Ship sighted.
Alright, we're following you, Galileo.
Looks like it's partially submerged in the lake, Captain.
Well, that's good news.
Permission for a ground team.
Looks like an older Atlantis-class ship.
Really? Wonder what it would be doing this far out.
Not seeing any activity around the ship at all. No wildlife or anything, but the forward quarter of the saucer section looks like it's submerged. So
Oh,
it
I
took some
see it
damage as
now.
well.
Alright.
Making another circle around the valley. Still not seeing any hostile bases or anything of concern.
That's at least a little bit of good news for today. Alright, Galileo, after you do your initial pass around the valley, next priority, I want you to set down so that we can get Gason aboard this Atlantis class and see what shape it's really in.
Will do. Looking for a landing site.
If you need us to, we can knock some trees down for you.
Right behind it looks like a good...
It's a small clearing right directly behind Ripcat. Should be good.
Alright.
Activating landing thrusters.
Ooh, I didn't see a native.
Like, does it
There's
appear
a person.
hostile?
He's about to land on them, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I see him.
Alright, hold fire.
Doesn't appear hostile.
We don't want to be the aggressors. Nonetheless, make sure that you have your weapons in good condition and loaded. We don't know what kind of opposition we're going to face once we step out.
Galileo is on the ground.
We're
Disengaging
open.
thrusters.
Ramp out.
Oh, we're being attacked.
By what?
That monster.
It came right inside the ship.
It's
Oh,
dead.
that other thing's coming for us too.
There's another enemy coming in.
He's
Stay
not
at the
attacking
door.
yet though.
Sir, you don't have your helmet on.
Oh, maybe he is attacking. I don't know. He attacking?
Enemy down.
Looks like we're okay with helmets on this planet. Air quality is breathable. 20% oxygen content.
Hey,
Alright.
Blaine, you forgot to say it's coming right for us.
Well, the rest of the
It was
hull
a
looks
woodwalker.
fairly intact, at least.
Planet is breathable.
Alright, everyone be careful in this tall grass. I mean, after that most recent
Permission
encounter.
to go up to hangar door?
Hang tight till the rest of us get there. I don't wanna... We don't know
whisper
what
target
condition
found.
this thing's in. We don't know if anything has moved in here.
Are we meeting up by the ship?
Where I am.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
a
where
hangar
we're
door?
headed. Helmets
Okay.
on when you get to the water.
I don't think I've ever seen swamp grass grow this tall in my life.
That's definitely making visibility an issue. Alright, yep, everyone come to Commander Grimm and my position.
Easier said than done. I can't even see you.
I'm jumping.
Now, I see
There we
Canuck.
go.
Yeah, if you need to, use your jetpacks for a little bit of elevation for visibility. Alright, Kason, once you get up here, see if you can get this hangar door open.
Gonna blow it?
Guns don't work.
Let's not shoot it.
Why am I not able, dude? Okay,
Are we
going
able
here?
to...
Once you get up
Uh,
here, see if you can get this hangar door
You
open.
have to use your 0 key and take the gun out of your hand so that you can swim.
Oh,
Oh, okay, that's what's going on.
There are a lot
Alright.
of noises.
Good lord.
It looks like the hangar is about half submerged.
Alright. Let's see if we
Oh.
can...
whoa.
I think I saw a plant monster just now.
What? Where?
No,
Are
never
you-
mind. That's just a plant. It's just a plant.
False alarm, false alarm.
Paranoid much?
Alright, let's see if we can get to the upper decks and Kason...
Remember my specs for this ship. There is a turbo lift at the front corner of the hangar deck.
You're correct, I see it right here. Alright,
Yep.
Kason, come to my position. Where are you at anyway? Or are you already up in the upper decks?
Was that the upper decks? I don't know where the entrance is.
It's like the turbo shaft is clear of water above deck, the lowest deck.
Alright.
Where is that at?
Are you still down in the hangar?
Yes, I'm trying to find the.
Go to the further door.
Yeah, go. It's not the one that's got graded sides. It's actually got solid blocks around it. If you see where, alright, Blaze
Oh,
and Canuck, if you turn to your left slightly, you'll see me.
No whisper target
I'm
found.
at the door, the lift door.
Yeah.
Blaine and Kason. Yeah, there you go. You guys are on the right track.
Looks like the interior of the ship has oxygen. I'm guessing there's some hull
Oh.
breaches.
Alright. Everyone proceed up to what looks like the primary deck. Shoulder lights on. And as soon as you're out of the water, weapons at the ready. We still don't know for sure what's in here.
I think I just found engineering, Captain.
Alright, Kason, get in there, take a look around, see
I
what
will check
conditions
this
everything
out.
in.
It's like engineering design is very similar to Pathfinder.
Found more water.
Well, it's an
and
earlier-
I also found medbay.
Excellent. Check medbay out, see what condition it's in as well. This naturally would resemble Pathfinder, considering the Atlantis class was an
Fuel
earlier
tanks are
exploration
empty.
cruiser.
Engineering's intact, but there's no warp core.
Well, the warp core is going to
No
be a
warp-
bit of an issue.
No core.
It looks
The
like it's
fuel
just
tanks are
the
empty.
reaction chamber components.
two
All
engines.
the conduits leading up to it are still intact.
Alright.
The diagnostic consoles are offline. We don't have any power.
So we need fuel.
I have a small reserve of fuel cells in inventory, if that would be helpful.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
inject
let's
them
get
into
it. Let's get it
fuel.
fueled up to start with.
fuel tanks.
I'm disengaging.
Let's see if we can get primary power online.
I'm disengaging thrusters to make sure nothing fires accidentally.
That's a smart idea. Alright, Kaysen, stick with me. We're gonna see if we can find our way back to cargo and fabrication. I'm assuming the layout's not too terribly different.
Found the kitchen.
I've manually disengaged.
I think we found
RCS.
cargo and fabrication, yeah.
Good.
Where are you guys at? To the stern of the ship?
Not sure.
Down the bridge.
Alright. The bridge is secure, Canuck, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Alright.
Stand by for power up.
Found ammo boxes. Oh!
And we have lights.
We have lights, yes.
Looks like
Alright.
auxiliary power is online. I'm working on life support.
Found agriculture.
Looks like we're out of O2. If anyone has any spare O2 bottles, we can get the life support
do.
systems online.
Alright.
Life support systems are active. We just need to refuel the tanks.
Why did I just get a warning of,
It looks like a standard computer alarm warning the life support system's offline. However, there is still oxygen in the ship.
well, I'm assuming that's coming in through potential hull leak, or hull damage.
Yeah,
Plus-
with the
There
amount
is
of
hull
water that's in the
damage
ship.
in
Looks like water
galley.
has reached up to the engineering deck, and most of the crew quarters on the port side are underwater.
Also, hull breach in the galley.
The galley? You want to show me where that's at real quick?
Mm-hmm.
So I can survey the damage.
I take it requires scuba gear to get to the galley at this point?
Yes. Completely submerged. Completely.
Very similar design to Pathfinder, actually, on this deck.
Well, that's good. It won't be too difficult to get familiar with it.
Looks like water's penetrated to the agriculture bay in the center of the ship as well.
Found another deck without lights in it.
Okay. The hull breach is here.
Could have potentially taken damage upon impact.
I can actually swim out of the...
Looks like the
Oh, that's nice.
armored glass has been shattered completely on the forward section.
There's quite a bit of damage on... We're missing blocks on the front of the ship.
Yeah, there's a lot of hull plating torn out. That, I think, is... We'll have to fabricate some new hull plating.
Eric, remember you have a gun in your
Kaysen,
hand.
do me a favor, go back to cargo and fabrication and take a look at what kind of equipment we've got back there. And can we work with it to affect some repairs on this vessel?
There's quite a bit under as well.
Where is the fabrication and cargo? I haven't found it yet on the ship.
It's to the absolute stern. Blaze, can you meet Kaysen
Yeah.
in engineering and then guide him back to cargo and fabrication?
Sure, if I can find the engineer. Ah, found it.
Okay. Kaysen, can you find your way back to engineering?
I found cargo and fabrication.
Okay. Alright, Blaze.
Captain, I
No problem.
think emergency force field systems look like they are online, so the forward section hull breaches should be able to be sealed without having to replace blocks if necessary.
Alright.
I think we can get life support online without having to worry about hull patches too much anyways.
I still have the O2.
Alright, here's my biggest question. Can we get this thing into the air at least enough to get it level? And then we can start looking at what we need to do to get this thing up and running.
I think we need to initiate a systems diagnostic and check thruster integrity first, but it looks like the nacelles are in good shape, so it may be possible.
Alright,
Constructors
Kaysen.
are working.
Alright. What kind of constructors are they? Are they up to our current standards? Or I know this is an older ship. I think the Atlantis
yes,
class
they
was...
Well, they are large constructors. They're not the advanced ones.
Captain, I actually just found the bridge.
Alright.
Canuck found that earlier.
If you go
Yeah.
to the forward section, either starboard or port turbo lift should get you up here. Looks like systems are online up here as well.
Alright, I'll come up and take a look.
Systems status report shows the hull breaches on the forward section, but it does look like engines are online.
Jason, can you take a look at system control and confirm that for me? Check the status of the
Confirm what?
confirm the integrity of the thrusters. Just run through and take a look at each of the thrusters. Make sure that they're all in good shape.
Will do.
Still getting oxygen readings on the upper decks. It looks like,
I filled the oxygen tanks.
Alright, good.
I think life support systems should be able to be activated. Let's see if it actually works.
A lot of crew quarters on this ship.
Looks like ventilators are operating, Captain.
Thrusters appear to be working as well.
This is a nice little addition. Huh. The captain had an office. Alright, thrusters appear to be intact. Does the hull look like it can take the stress of getting this thing
I
at
don't
least
see it.
semi-airborne?
I don't see it capable of warp speed at this point because of the damage in the forward section. I don't think structural integrity would hold up. But some basic atmospheric maneuvers, at least to get us to a more stable position, should be possible.
Wow.
I think we're going to need to move Ripcat and Galileo a little farther away to give us some maneuvering room, though.
Alright. Let's head back out and get Ripcat and Galileo moved to a good position. And then I want everyone to report to the bridge. And we'll assume flight positions and see if we can get this thing working.
It's a little awkward walking on the deck sideways like this.
Well, you know, it's not exactly designed to be off-kilter like this.
Looks like the starboard airlock is intact as well, although it's probably about 200 feet off the ground right now.
Yep, I jumped.
Well,
No
Blaze
broken
is,
legs, I assume, right?
Nope,
Eh?
it's water.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, of
Oh,
course,
God.
jetpacks can also take some of the
Yep.
impact.
that.
You're landing a bit.
We're not jumping.
Or not jumping. Yeah, please try not to pull anything like that, just because we're in a pretty rough situation already, and we don't need A, an injured crewman, and B,
An
a
angry-
medical officer that has a coronary. Alright. Was anybody else gonna join Ripcat? Or
I'm heading
hop
to
on Ripcat?
Galileo now to move it.
No, we were doing that. I'm still on the ship.
We're just moving them farther away. I don't know that...
You can stay aboard the ship,
I
actually, if you
was
want to.
working with Medbay.
That's fine. You actually make that a priority. Get medbay in good condition.
They apparently were more stocked up on med kits than us.
The
That's good to know.
flora on this planet is quite aggressive. It's already grown inside of Galileo just since we parked.
Yeah, it's kind of working its way through some of the structure of Ripcat as well. Alright, anyone that is still aboard the Atlantis class, stay there for now. And we're just gonna move the Ripcat and then we'll be... Ripcat and Galileo, and then we'll be right back. Is there anywhere that we can move to?
There's a small clearing on the edge of that mountain range to our east that might actually work.
Alright, let's go for that. Be aware we are going to be heading back to the Atlantis class on foot. So, we're going to have
Area
to deal with
seems
this
safe,
terrain.
sir.
Repeat that?
Area seems safe.
Alright, good.
Alright, Galileo's touchdown.
I
Alright.
constructed a warp drive.
Already?
Yep.
Well done.
It's
That-
nice
that
that
will
we
be
had
safe
some
now.
extra supplies for that sort of thing. This ridge is a little bit off level, but as long as the docking pads are clear, it should be able to be stable.
Alright,
Whoa, what's
Rip
going on
Kaz.
here?
Whoa!
What's going on?
The ship moved.
Ship is moving.
Looks
I
like
just
the power is going on and off too.
Yeah, I saw the power
Yeah.
fluctuate.
No whispered target found.
Alright, helmets off for as long as we can,
Enemy-
Hostile!
Wait, sorry, that was me.
Oh great, I'm suffering from a poisonous bite. I think I've got an antidote on me.
Don't I do?
Oh, yeah, no, I don't know what happened to it. Wait, what's that? No, I've got energy pills. Alright, hang on to that, Blaze. Do we have anything
Yes.
to remedy that on the Atlantis class? Alright.
I can drop you one antidote. I have 3.
Alright, let's do that. That way I don't risk,
Come up here.
The hell was that?
No idea. And someone's heart is beating.
That's mine. The effects of the bite.
Didn't think we'd need a medical team just to move the shuttles, but who knows what we're going to get into on this planet. Obviously, the
Here are the other two back.
plant life on this planet has evolved into some interesting things.
Yeah, that appears to be the case. Alright, proceed cautiously back to the Atlantis class. Let's try and move around that mountain range just so we can maintain a higher level of visibility while we're getting there. And we're just going to have to risk a lot more of the taller grass to get back. I hear another hostile. Oh crap!
2 of them with the spider team.
Reloading.
I've got a poisonous bite.
I've got an open wound. I've got a med kit. I'm
Come on
set.
to me. I have the antidote.
I have med kits, but nothing for the poison.
I should have come with you guys. Jesus.
Yeah.
Shit, I just used one antidote. Never mind. Here you go.
This is
Alright.
a rather rough wilderness, actually.
Yeah. Proving a bit dangerous. Alright, keep heading for that mountain range.
I think it might be good to maybe grab a water sample while we're here too, just to see if it's compatible. We can see if we can get our oxygen and hydrogen generators to work here.
Sounds like a good, good idea, just,
Everyone, can you check in on your statuses? Health-wise?
go.
So far I'm still in good shape regardless of, the injuries I had sustained.
I may need a few minutes in a bio bed to heal up, but otherwise I'm okay.
New warp drive is placed in the engineering bay.
I actually
Well
think
done.
it might be safer to swim.
Yep.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
I just spent some time in the water and there was nothing here.
Alright. Helmets on.
Visually, looking at the nacelles, I don't see any damage at all. So as long as the warp core can be replaced, it looks like the warp coils themselves are intact. That's good news.
Wonder why she went down.
Why there is no trace of the crew?
That's actually a really good question.
Maybe
Well,
they were all
cons-
vegetarians and tried to eat the plants that attacked us.
Considering the amount of poison we've taken already, it wouldn't surprise me if the environment killed them.
Yeah, consider the hostilities we've already faced.
And this is why you have a medical office. In a bit.
Well, I think establishing a solid base for crew as a whole.
Oh, when the ship moved, mid-base flooded.
Oh wow, the whole hangar's underwater now.
Yep.
Well, that just makes it that much more of a priority to get this thing out of the water.
There may have been a power surge in the thruster system that shifted its position.
Pushed it more underwater.
Well, we'll have to make it a priority to...
I'd be shocked if the life support system could have enough pressure to push this water out of the hangar. We're going to definitely have to move the ship out of the water.
Well, with the structural integrity intact and the thrusters appearing to be in working order, as long as we can get the stability under control.
Oh god, it's dark.
Maybe able to
All right.
transfer some additional auxiliary power to the RCS system to stabilize things a bit.
Let's see if we can get that in motion.
Is medbay intact to get a heal?
Yes. I'm actually...
Looks like this biobed is still mostly unsubmerged. You take a turn first.
Hop up in there? Yeah.
Ah, that's better.
Next.
Alright.
Oh, who's down there?
Everyone
Oh,
else...
that's me.
Hello.
Everyone else report to the bridge.
I think it might be wise if we have any more away missions to be sure and carry some poisonous bite
Helmets off, please.
cures. Maybe even some bandages.
Yeah, make sure you take your helmet off, Eric. No need for us to be using the oxygen reserves we've got. Alright. Of course, we might have to slap it on for a minute to get into the... Well, no. That's unsubmerged enough for it to get up to the bridge.
Never thought I'd have to swim into the turbo lift.
No kidding. Alright, all personnel, please find your way to the bridge if you need assistance.
Hold on a second, I have been...
Ready. Should I set up the platform to dock this ship?
To give us
correctly?
a stable landing pad, that would actually be extremely helpful.
We should have the reserves we brought over from Pathfinder, enough concrete and steel to be able to do that pretty easily.
Sounded like Kaysen already had one ready to go.
Oh, good. Even better.
Alright.
Our
Someone's
helm
Hold
is
on.
manned.
Hold on. I was expecting the outside of the ship.
I'm on
Everything looks in order.
Alright. Thank you, Blaze. Kaysen, are you making your way to a position to set up a pad?
Yep.
Just be extremely careful.
Is there room on one of the ridges, maybe? Considering this planet's practically a swamp.
One of the ridges, as long as we can find one that's relatively flat and won't present an issue for...
Oh shit.
Yeah, Ripcat.
I'm going with
needs
Kaysen to keep him safe.
We need to make sure there's a clear path for Ripcat to be able to approach the pad.
I see.
Why do you have your weapon out?
Because the ship could be full of spiders like we just found.
Kaysen, it's better to go through the water.
Yeah, you'll avoid more hostiles that way. Ironically, one of the few safe places
Do I
so
need to
far.
sit?
You will need to, yes.
Somehow it makes me wonder that if the plant creatures ate all the underwater creatures. As aggressive as they were, it wouldn't surprise me.
That's a comforting thought.
Or that tree guy that attacked us on the shuttle.
Oh
Yes.
shoot! Something's after me.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever actually had any kind of
Target down. Target
indigenous
down.
species to jump in one of our ships as we land.
Good
That was
grief.
ridiculous.
It came in the door on the shuttle right as soon as we landed.
Wow. Blaze, where are you at currently?
Helping up Kaysen.
Okay, that's good.
Not the target. Dead.
AFK for a minute.
Gonna pick up the loot.
Covering you.
Watch out for the tall grass.
Yep.
I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like it's been dark on this planet the entire time we've been here.
Yep.
Just about.
Could be because of the moon.
This
Close.
this planet must have a very, very long day and night cycle.
Like it potentially.
Yeah, higher ground. See if I can find something.
Alright. Once we get this thing out of the water and stable, we need to have we need to have a crew meeting.
I was glancing at some of the archives in the computer core while we were waiting, and I'm not finding any crew logs or anything in the computer system. It's very strange.
What's a vegetation up here? What is that? Those just plant fibers?
So essentially we've got a ship that we have no
Yep,
idea where she's originally from.
I mean, a power surge potentially could have corrupted the data core, but I mean, unless it's just a vulnerability that this particular ship class had that we don't have, I guess it's possible the engine overload could have caused the computer core to overload as well.
Yeah, with the power fluctuations we've seen just since we've found this vessel, as well as the power surge we experienced on board Pathfinder, I'm wondering if there's something about the atmosphere to this planet that causes those power surges.
Well, considering the
Jason, I found the
density,
place.
the density of the atmosphere on this
Up the
planet
hill.
is pretty extreme. It wouldn't surprise me if there was severe electrical activity, especially if there's
Route
any
two?
sort of a
Right there.
It's
Weather
best
front.
if it's close to a water source. If not,
Oh,
then that's
shit.
okay.
Even just in the upper atmosphere.
Thought we were just looking for a wide open space.
Alright?
The worst comes to worst, we'll just pick a wide open space.
I see
If we can't find one that's
something.
close to the water, then that would be preferable.
Jason. Yeah.
Which way?
See some the way I'm pointing right now. There's a structure there.
There's an
That's what,
existing
west?
structure?
West. Far west.
Oh, I see something over there, yeah.
Well, keep your distance from it. We don't know if it's a friendly species or not.
I
So
just
check
shot
down
at it.
here.
Please don't fire on
I'm kidding, I'm
on
kidding.
unidentified. We're not out here to be aggressors.
Blaine wasn't out here, so I had to say it at least.
Is there a chance that the crew that was on this ship may
this
have built
actually
another
seems fairly
structure?
flat.
Yeah, but it's tall grass again.
I don't know. We can investigate later. Right now the priority needs to be getting this thing stable. With no sign of the crew and no logs to tell us what happened to the crew. With this being an older class vessel, I'm going
Captain,
to
would you have a
assume
problem
the worst.
with the platform being in the grassy area? Tall grass?
No.
I'm back.
I mean, it could potentially, welcome back, create issues if we place a modular base just traveling between, from one to the other.
We could probably build a walkway bridge between the landing pad and the hab because they're both up on an elevated landing.
It's a valid point. All right.
We could use some trusses and build a concrete platform pretty easily, I think.
Fair enough. So yes, then proceed with placing the landing pad in the position that you found.
Okay.
Don't forget to register it under the Empyrion Alliance
Yes.
so that we can plot it on our sensors. By the way, Varric, what do the sensors look like on this thing? Does it look like it's still functional well enough to find our way there?
I'm actually getting a nice planetary readout on the helm console. I'm seeing Blaze and Kaysen's markers on the map with no problem, as well as Galileo and Ripcat.
We are
Once,
less than 400 meters of you.
Yeah, once I entered our IFF codes into the system, it was able to recognize all of our people pretty easily. So it looks like sensor array is online. Not sure about long range though.
What do you think
Worry
about
about
this
that
bar
later.
right here? Maybe this will work.
That might.
It looks like the
That looks really far.
nearest quarter of the planet is at least registering on sensors anyways. I am detecting some ore deposits. Almost directly in front of us, about 1.5 to 2 kilometers away,
Alright.
including promethium if we need it.
We'll need to mark that in case we need to build up reserves.
The med equipment was working up to date just fine. It's some of it's a little bit behind, but it was working just fine.
Alright, as long as it'll suffice our needs. Right now I'm more concerned with making this a stable shelter, and then we'll discuss other options once we bring the crew together for the meeting.
I actually managed to get a sensor lock on Pathfinder, and the radiation levels on the
What
ship have not...
Nothing.
Actually, they've gotten significantly
I thought
worse.
it was something, but it was just a game glitch. Sorry.
We can send in a team of 2 in certain suits. We can at least try. Problem. And I can monitor them.
Alright. We'll take
I
that
would
course
do
of
no more
action.
of 2 though.
That's fine. It'll have to be key personnel.
It looks like, drilling into the sensor readings a little bit farther, it looks like Pathfinder's warp coils reacted with some form of radiation in the atmosphere.
Whoa!
Whoa!
You cleared all the grass. The grass
was
is not a
awesome.
problem.
Oh,
Jesus, that's big.
What happened?
What's the matter?
He put down the landing platform. He's got some big pockets, this dude.
Well, the nano...
I thought, God, Jesus.
The nano drones. Yeah, when you said that's big, the first
Oh,
thing that
God.
jumps to our minds
He
is
was
hostiles.
talking-
yeah.
God.
We've almost been eaten twice within a 5-minute span. So when you say that's
oh,
big,
God.
Sorry.
You,
I'm expecting
you're gonna
like
give the medical officer a heart attack.
a 50-foot plant monster coming down the valley or something.
Jesus.
I just watched on the John Oliver show. They were talking about Willem Dafoe's penis being
Oh.
abnormally large
Oh.
or unexpectedly large.
well, thanks for that bit of relevant information, Quartermaster.
Will you stop moving?
Hey,
There-
he has to know every bit of information about this crew.
Yeah, it's for the doctor's benefit. If
It's for
anything's
me.
wrong with
for-
your balls, you'll know that.
Oh, God.
All right. So you have
Looks
the
like-
landing platform established.
Looks like
Yep.
there's quite a swamp fog rolling in, Captain.
All right. Well, is that going to create visibility issues for maneuvering?
I don't think so. It's staying contained in the valley, so we should be able to clear it pretty easily.
All right. Have you established the proper IFF codes on the landing platform for us to be able to read it on sensors?
Oh, hold on a second.
I'm not seeing it yet.
I'm
Oh,
not
by the way,
seeing it.
Captain, I did mark those promethium deposits. I'll put them in the public waypoint system.
Excellent.
And I am seeing the base.
Alright, everybody cross your fingers. Blaze and Kason, hold that position.
Don't
Holding.
die.
Yeah. And we'll be to you shortly as long as everything goes well.
And
Everyone is in flight positions, correct?
I
Yep.
Alright, Varric,
Papa.
see if you can bring thrusters and RCS units online on this thing. And then let's see if we can get her airborne.
Alright, RCS is registering online.
Jason, do you hear that?
Activating thrusters.
Here's something.
That sounds good.
Alright, thrusters appear to be firing.
Vertical thrusters are at maximum and we are not moving. Going to adjust our vector slightly, see if we can get another set of thrusters online. Reverse thrusters are working slightly. There we go.
Yep, you guys are flying.
Barely.
Thanks, man. Couldn't see that.
Trying to level the ship out, but it's fighting me. There we go.
It's all that swamp goo. It had to leak out of the galley.
Yeah, the front end of the ship is pouring water out, but I think we're actually out of the swamp now. Do you want to attempt to head for the landing pad at this point?
Can you get it airborne enough to set down on the pad? That's the big question.
Vertical thrusters aren't... I'm not getting enough thrust to actually get any lift on the ship. I think I can move us to a more stable position on the land, but actually getting over to that pad, I seriously doubt if we could make it.
If Armand was here, he could do it.
Oh,
Alright.
that's a low blow right there.
Burned. Wicked
Alright,
burn.
Varric, see if you can get us stabilized and...
I'm activating lateral thrusters and trying to adjust our position onto this peninsula here.
Look, my challenge worked.
Oh, we're getting a little bit of lift.
Yeah, see?
I think I hit a rock and it made the ship raise up a little bit.
whatever, anything that'll help us out, that's all that matters.
Oh, and it's rolling to
Easy,
the side.
easy.
Leveling us back out. I suspect we're going to have to do some modifications to the thruster system to actually get to that landing pad. We're hovering about maybe 20 meters off the ground, but I cannot raise us any higher than that.
We are falling now.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna need to install some additional thrusters to even get us to
Or
that landing platform.
try to improve the efficiency of the ones we have. I think it's... This planet just has a little bit over 1G. I'm actually a little surprised the ship's having that much trouble. The only other thing I could suggest, and this is a little bit risky, is if we divert auxiliary power to the RCS systems, I may be able to tip the ship backwards enough to get our rear thrusters online to get us some extra lift. There's a slight chance that could work, but considering the structural integrity situation of this ship, it could be risky.
I'm willing to die today.
Well, as a captain with concern for the safety of my crew, I am not. And I'm not willing to let anyone else die.
I think I could do it.
You have confidence in it?
I think it can be done.
Alright.
If I can get us a burst of power to get us up high enough to hover, we should be able to make the landing platform.
I believe in you.
Alright, let's take the risk.
Alright, everyone hold on to something.
I have adrenaline shots if they're needed.
We're getting lift.
Oh yeah.
That's nauseating.
Alright. We've at least gained altitude. Let's see if
Not
we
going
can
to be
get
able to
over the
maintain it
platform.
long.
Just get us over to the platform and get us set down.
I have to go AFK again? Sorry.
There's no chance we could reach orbit in this situation, but I don't think we could manage that anyways because of the hull breaches.
Well, for the time being,
That
I'm
base
not
one.
concerned about getting into orbit. I'm just concerned about getting this thing stable enough to give us a shelter. We'll worry about leaving this place if and when we have the capability of doing so.
Too far. There you go.
At least we know she's compatible enough with the
Able to
current landing
maintain
platforms.
altitude at least. The altitude thrusters are holding for hovering, but they're not quite enough juice in the thrusters to actually get us any reasonable amount of lift for escape velocity. I think...
You should move a little towards what's the left side. I guess it's good.
How's that?
Much better.
Alright, disengaging thrusters.
So we can conserve as much power as possible. Power down the RCS units as well. Alright, we've got her level, and we know she can kind of fly at least.
I would call it hovering, not flying.
The water is out of the hangar. That's
Yes. It looks
Yeah.
like we may have some cleanup to do in the ship, but I think the majority of the water is drained out at least.
Alright,
Now, it's possible we may still have some sea creatures walking around in this ship too, so we need to be on alert.
yeah, let's do a interior sweep.
Organized or disorganized?
Let's do it organized. I want
I think it
Alright,
might be good to also inspect the damage from the underwater sections in the forward section of the hull as well.
agreed. Blaze, I want you to form a team with Kaysen and Blaine. Canuck, I want you on a team with Varric and I.
Actually...
Hmm?
I have... either... Varric to check out the old Pathfinder.
Actually, yeah, that's going to be one of our other priorities. So, well, let's make sure the Atlantis class is safe first, and then we'll assess the situation with Pathfinder.
Wasn't able to get internal sensors online, so external
Alright.
sensors arrays are online, but internal sensor nodes are probably damaged because of the water.
We'll see if we can get those patched up. Blaze, where do you want to meet up with Kaysen and Blaine?
Well, Casey and I are already in the hangar,
Yeah,
Alright.
because we were outside, but
Blaine-
I'm not sure Blaine should wander around alone. So perhaps he should join with someone else, and Casey and I will start from the hangar.
Alright, that works. Back to hangar, work your way up to the primary deck. Canuck, come back up the lift. Blaine, you're with Varric and I. Let's do a quick check of the second deck. Shouldn't take too long to sweep the interior.
Looks like atmospheric force fields are actually still functional as well on this deck. Looks like the damage wasn't too bad.
Good news.
Plenty of space for anything we want, pretty much.
Looks like it. Looks like they were doing some renovations on this deck.
We're on the deck 3.
Alright, proceed with your sweep.
Looks like deck 2 is clear.
Armory clear.
Did we check these two rooms to the stern here?
The
Alright.
front 2 rooms are empty.
Alright, let's head down to the third deck. So, Blaze, your team cleared the stern
Who's
of the
firing?
ship, correct? Somebody fire their
Sorry.
weapon?
Sir, what did you ask? I heard
I
someone
didn't
firing
hear
the
anybody
weapon, I
firing their
think.
weapon. I didn't fire mine.
I didn't hear any weapon fire,
Maybe to someone blowing in the microphone.
potentially.
Yeah,
Alright.
like that.
That was me.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, alright. So you guys have the
This
stern
deck
cleared?
appears clear.
Yes, sir.
Alright, you've checked all crew quarters. Have you checked the forward section?
We haven't checked any of the crew quarters yet, sir.
Alright, Kason and Blaze, you stick to the starboard side, the side you're on currently. Blaine, join them on the starboard side here where they're at. Varric and Canuck, let's check the port side.
Jump. Facing.
Jump! Jump!
Looks like pretty well equipped crew quarters.
Yeah? Yeah, they look decent.
Blade, I almost
Large
shot you.
agriculture lab.
Repeat that?
Agriculture base, pretty large. It's larger than the other one. Hard to say for sure.
Well, the engines in this, as far as I know, they were tad slower. We'll have to work on the efficiency of it.
Allie has a pane broken.
Sir, we should leave someone in the Deck 3 lounge to guard the opening.
It's probably not a bad idea, actually.
Yeah, let's post a sentry there.
Looks like there's an ordnance storage
I can
bay.
stay here.
Right beside the forward lounge on Deck 3. Ammo boxes are intact. Didn't actually think to look at the external turrets to see if they were damaged.
Blaze did an inspection to the exterior. Did you notice any significant damage out there aside from the forward hull?
Aside from that, nothing.
Well, this deck this ship has one heck of a nice front porch on it. Never been able to actually walk around on the external hull like this on a planet before.
This is not an addition I want to keep.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh, you're missing. There's a block missing over here as well.
Looks like quite a few blocks.
No whispered target found.
Taking damage.
We'll have
on top
to see.
of the ones being destroyed.
We'll have to see if we can patch it up at least well enough to get. Well, all right.
Sir, I did found scratching in the table. It says Neelix.
I'd like to order a Ferengi black hole, please.
Very nice.
You know, if we put a couple of lawn chairs right here and an umbrella right here on top, this would be a nice little deck. Nice little porch out here.
I just, hand me a beer and I'll be alright. Oh, the wood floor is
I wish we
also
had a better
dented
view
in
off
right
the
here.
front porch than a
yeah.
hillside, but oh well.
Yeah, something hit pretty hard over here. Probably
Alright.
coming from this side.
I think the ship
Into
went
here.
nose down into that swamp.
Yeah.
That's probably a pretty likely possibility. I mean, if
Yeah.
it experienced a similar engine failure to what we did, I think the only reason we fared as well as we did is because of Pathfinder's hull plating.
You landed like a cloud.
Hi, Blaine.
Like I said, consider ourselves fortunate.
I think Deck 3's clear. I don't see anything of concern except for the hull damage.
Quite a bit of damage to the front here.
Alright, everyone reports the bridge. We're gonna have a crew meeting to assess the situation and determine a plan of action.
I'm here.
Okay.
You guys are taking forever.
I've seen a couple ventilators not working in the elevator shafts. I've managed to get them reactivated. But it seems like life support is stable at least.
We'll have to do a double check, just because we don't know what kind of atmospheric conditions we'll encounter. Alright, since we don't have a formal briefing room, let's just
Captain's
kinda
quarters?
congregate. Well, actually, let's make use of this office back here. Like it's intended to be some kind of,
Looks like a very nicely laid out captain's ready room.
like it. Alright.
Bless you.
She's
Thanks.
allergic to the plants in here.
Oh god, no.
It's amazing that artificial plants can cause an allergy.
So from the last report I had, it sounded like the radiation levels were still extremely critical aboard Pathfinder.
That's correct. It looks like the warp coils are actually continuing to react to the atmosphere and continuously generating radiation. So this particular class of ship uses a different base alloy for the warp coils, so it isn't having the same reaction, which is why the nacelles are still intact. But it looks like their warp core itself overloaded because it would have had the interior lining made of the same alloy. That's been used in warp cores for quite some time.
Alright.
This planet's atmosphere also seems to be really hell on the medic's allergies here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure she'll be able to dig through our medical supplies and find something to... some sort of antihistamine. Alright, so the questions we have, or the biggest question we have is, what are we going to do about Pathfinder?
I mentioned this to you earlier,
Mhm.
but I can almost guarantee that if you sent a small enough group onto the Pathfinder to assess the damage and see if it can be fixed or see what went wrong, I can guarantee when they come back I can get rid of the radiation.
Okay. Alright, so we want to keep the personnel on that team to a minimum.
I would like
Light.
to see if we can, if we can restore it. I'd like to go back to
I think a
fixing up that one.
survey of damage and looking for recovery and or salvage would be in order, and also scouting for emergency supplies, because we may be spending a few days here, if not longer. So if there's any supplies back on the ship that we left behind that could be of use, that would be good to bring back if we can.
Due to the radiation contamination of the Pathfinder, we're not going to be able to stay aboard her. We've got this Atlantis class up and running, and stable enough to provide a good shelter. So I agree, priority should be getting our supplies in place here, and then with the team that we send over to Pathfinder to assess her situation, we'll go from there. So I need a 2-person team to head over to the Pathfinder.
I will not be going in, but I will be coming.
Yeah,
I can go.
we'll have...
I'll go too.
I was
Right.
going to say, Kaysen's going to be essential on that team because he's our primary engineer. He's going to be able to assess the damage most accurately and be able to determine whether or not we're going to be able to do anything to get her
I think
to get her patched up.
if we come to the conclusion that the radiation issue can't be dealt with, I think we may have to look at the possibility of a self-destruct situation, because it could contaminate the environment on this planet substantially. I think the only way to stop the issue could potentially be to actually vaporize the warp coils.
That's a hard thing to consider. The question is, if we go about that, are we going to have the... Are we going to be stuck here? Do you think that if it comes to worst case scenario and we have to destroy Pathfinder, are we going to be able to salvage this well enough and make use of it?
The forward sections of Pathfinder have some components, advanced processors, and some potentially valuable electronics that we could possibly use to upgrade systems on this ship. The biggest concern on this ship, obviously, at this point, are structural integrity and fuel. I think we have some fuel reserves we could bring back from Pathfinder if it isn't contaminated, but we're going to need, consumables dealt with, obviously, first, and then structural integrity and dealing with the thrusters. This ship does not have the capability of reaching orbit because of the thrust situation, so if we can salvage some parts, maybe from the weapons turrets on Pathfinder, or possibly from the thrusters themselves, although I would be very surprised if they were salvageable, because the way the engineering accident happened, it wouldn't surprise me if most of the thrusters were actually damaged or destroyed already. At least they're components that we need anyways.
So when you tested the water earlier, by chance get any reading saying that we could use our O2 machines down there?
I didn't. The initial samples did not have any contaminants of note. There were some periodic. I took 4 samples, and there were some bacterial contamination issues in 2 of them. So we may have to get the life support system on this ship actually should be able to filter the water. We can run them through the purifiers in the cargo and fabrication system, and we should have drinkable water from that.
Okay, so drinkable water's taken care of. There aren't enough contaminants to be concerned about. The filtration systems on the oxygen and hydrogen generators should be able to handle any other contaminants, correct?
The biggest concern actually would be the radiation.
User in your channel timed out.
Spillover from Pathfinder itself. If the radiation, luckily it's on that mountain ridge, but if the radiation continues to expand any closer to the water sources, our current location could get contaminated pretty quickly. So,
and it doesn't appear that the radiation is spreading to present that threat?
As of right now, I wasn't detecting that, but that could change depending on the situation with the atmosphere.
All right.
If we are going to be stuck here, we want to look the best option to make it a comfortable stay.
I can't argue with that.
I think it would be a good idea because of the amount of time that it takes. I think if we have the materials available or can salvage them quickly, we should go ahead and get a water and a hydrogen generator in place now so that we can go ahead and start generating that. I know we have a hydrogen surplus that we could probably bring back from Pathfinder, but I'm not sure about water.
So whoever said they were going on to the Pathfinder, these are anti-radiation pills?
I think it would be good to also take some anti-venom pills with us because we ran into the poisonous, the poisonous plant life was quite aggressive on the way.
All right, so
Case, and these are for you then.
Here's the
Okay.
We're gonna split into 2 mission teams. One mission team will consist of Blaze and Kaysen and Commander Grimm. The 3 of you, actually, and Blaine, you'll be going with them as well. The 4 of you will be heading over to Pathfinder. Blaze and Blaine, you will be holding up positions outside of Pathfinder to provide security for Commander Grimm. Actually, Blaine, you'll be providing security for Commander Grimm. Blaze, you'll be providing security for Kaysen inside and act as a secondary man for whatever situations might arise.
Thanks,
Hi, sir.
All right. Varric, you and I are going to continue. Our first item on the agenda is going to be to retrieve the Rip Cat. And bring it back to the Atlantis class, just so we have that asset at our disposal as well. All of us are going to be leaving together, so that when we go to get the Rip Cat, the retrieval team will be taking the Galileo over to Pathfinder, just because it has the greater level of mobility.
During our survey of the ship, did anyone notice if the armory had a repair bay in it? Because I just discovered my armor has degraded to 0 durability. Not sure what caused that. It could be an issue with the radiation coming from Pathfinder, but I have no armor right now.
Neither do I.
Alright. Let's proceed to everyone do an armor check. Let's proceed down to cargo and fabrication here aboard the Atlantis class. We'll effect any repairs that we need to. on our armor.
I think we're at the wrong level.
Yeah, you guys need to come all the way down to deck 3.
There's a big empty space right here.
Looks like they were trying to effect renovations on this thing. We'll have to
Wait,
finish the work they
where are we
started.
going?
You're gonna come down to the primary deck, so go all the way down those turbo lifts.
Okay.
You know, it
And
almost
then-
makes me feel like this ship was launched before it was finished. Like, somehow the shipyard sent it on a shakedown cruise and it
Blaine, or,
failed
yeah,
horribly.
Blaine, behind you. This way.
Potentially. The question is, how did it arrive all the way out here? Because
Alright, lead the way.
the Tenoria system was already on the edge of our explored space.
Base.
Our explored phase.
Maybe an error in the warp jump.
What about their warp junk?
Yeah, it could have been a malfunction in their primary warp jump. I mean, that's how
Well,
how we all ended up out here, or anyway, to begin with.
If that's
Yep.
the case, we may want to double check the warp coils for alignment issues, because a misaligned warp coil can cause some pretty horrific side effects in a warp jump.
I see another priority that we need to look at here as well. This thing had a transporter room built into it.
Really?
Yep.
I don't see any pads though. Might have been part of the early launch. Unfinished.
Yeah. Looks like the actual hardware for the matter conversion pads was never installed. All the other hardware's here though.
Does it look like we could potentially get it up and running?
Yeah. We never actually managed to get a transporter room on the Pathfinder, actually, so this is an interesting discovery.
Well, that'd come in handy.
Okay, my armor's been fixed,
Um,
mostly.
I'm good.
Everyone, gear check. Are you in good condition? Weapons
No
and
whispered target
armor
found.
sufficient to maintain safety, and
Oh, Varric, your helmet.
Keep forgetting that. Over and
Okay.
over and over again.
does everyone have an adequate amount of ammo? Commander Grimm, hold on. Oh, you guys are going into medbay. Okay.
I'm just checking medbay.
I hear a motorcycle.
Yep, that's
Yep.
me.
Yeah, everyone,
We're
make sure
all
you
set.
have your motorbikes ready.
Is it just me, or does it look like the ship is on an upward slope?
I don't think so. If you look from starboard to port, I don't see any. Or from port to
Could
starboard,
be, but very slightly.
I'm
Yeah,
just
if at
concerned
all.
it's tipping backwards on us.
No. We'll take a look at how it's resting on the landing pad struts as well. If it's off kilter,
I'll
we might
take a
have
look
to
right
make
now.
we might have to make a correction to that.
Yeah. Landing pad is too big for this, so you might want to...
We'll address a redesign of the landing
Seems
platform.
straight on it though.
Yeah.
Alright, Commander Grimm and Blaine.
hang on 1 second.
Alright. Blaine, you stick with Commander Grimm,
Alright, we're on our way.
and then come
The
on
hangar?
down to the hangar, yes.
Blaine, do you remember to get there? Because I don't.
Head towards the back of the ship, and right before you pass through the doors.
Oh, found it.
Alright, I'm securing the stern hangar door.
Yeah, we don't want any more creatures jumping on the ship.
Okay, so getting on our bikes?
Yep.
Is that what I understood?
Correct. Everyone on your bikes.
Ready, Blaine?
Well, this is a first. A group motorcycle outing.
Yeah. Blaine, do you have your motorbike? Oh, he does.
So we're heading to Pathfinder first, correct?
Negative.
The
We're
first
heading to Galileo
interplanetary
and...
motorcycle gang.
Yeah.
We're heading to Galileo and Ripcat first.
This planet has quite a mix of biomes. This mountaintop is like an arid desert.
Yeah.
It looks like a lot of plant fiber and wild vegetation here. If we actually need some food.
A lot of black.
Things to keep in mind.
Until we get the agriculture bay back up and running.
Oh
I would
God,
be
oh God, oh God.
absolutely shocked if the
Careful. Please be careful riding on these ridges. It is dangerous terrain.
Moss is slippery.
I would be pretty surprised if any organics survived on Pathfinder because of the radiation.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that it would be in good condition. I hear weapons fire. Is everything
Yep,
alright?
that's me.
Okay,
There
well,
There are enemies. Be careful.
I see a raptor, looks like. Are you okay? You need help?
I don't know.
No whisper target found.
Oh,
Whoa!
Run away! Run away!
Yeah, I'm okay. That's 3 down. Go up there towards the tank.
I have Ripcat and Galileo secure.
Okay, coming to you.
Alright, everybody. Collapse your bikes. Stow them away.
Eat some corn dogs.
What?
what?
Eat some corn dogs. Alright,
I probably should
everybody.
not have eaten the plant that I just picked off the ground without checking it first, you know. But I don't have food poisoning, so I guess I'm okay.
Alright, Varric, you're
As
with
long as you
Blaze and
didn't
I.
get it from a creepy clown.
Varric, what do you... Oh, you're gonna...
Oh, I'm in Galileo. You want me to be in Ripcat?
Yeah. Blaze, you actually need to swap over to Galileo. You're going with that team.
Oh God, am I flying
Yeah,
this?
true.
Kaysen...
Oh, you want me
I
to
can
fly?
fly.
Well,
I can do
oh,
it.
that's...
I can
You
do
flew
it.
a bomber. Why are you worried?
Yeah, she'll be fine. That
Okay,
shuttle's
I got
easy to
this.
fly compared to the bomber.
Oh, you want me to? Okay, you got it?
Alright, I'm in my seat.
We'll see.
I'm gonna jump
Maybe.
on the turret
Alright.
just in case we find any friends on the way.
Smart idea.
Okay, where is the Pathfinder? Not showing. Wait, no, there it is. Never mind. I lied.
Just to the right of us. Directly
Okay.
east.
Everyone ready?
Actually gonna use the minigun turret instead of the artillery turret for wildlife.
That's pretty smart. Alright, Galileo, you've got better visibility from the air, so we're gonna follow you.
Oh dear God.
Please don't get us lost.
I can try.
dark.
It is dark.
Not anymore.
God, flying the fighter is so much easier.
Ah! That's something I never expect to hear. Alright, we'll catch up to you guys in a second. We're having to deal with the terrain.
We're gonna have to land in the valley below.
And land
Pathfinder.
inside the Pathfinder.
Land inside. Yeah, land in the hangar.
Oh, the door's open. I didn't see that.
Are you sure that the radiation levels are acceptable? You might
He
want to
said
do a
that
double check.
Helmsman said that the radiation was in the rear of the ship.
Yeah, I think it's mostly focused in engineering and in the warp coils. Hangar
Alright.
should be clear.
As long
Just-
as we stay in the
Wow,
forward
that is
section.
like a precarious spot.
Well, it wasn't exactly like we had a choice of where we were setting her down at.
I mean, I'm actually amazed it stayed
Yeah, just
there.
stay in the forward section here.
Just everybody should not go on the bridge at the same time because it might flip it over the front of the hillside.
Alright.
Alright. Blaine and Grim, you're gonna stay in the hangar. And Grim, you're gonna monitor their radiation levels. Kaysen, I want
helmets
you to
on,
keep
guys.
Engineering, yes, helmets on to reduce radiation as much as possible. Kaysen, I want you in engineering only long enough to make a critical assessment, and then once that's complete, you're stepping out. I want you out of there.
All Alright.
And guns out, we don't know if they're dinosaurs or plant monsters.
Yeah, the hangar was open the whole time, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Oops.
Whoa.
Sorry, Blaine.
Easy.
What did she do to you?
I shot him.
Well,
Don't
look at it
worry,
this
she'll
way.
fix you right up.
I was gonna say. At least it
Our
was the
medical officer was
officer.
bored, so she shot
She
one of the
didn't hit me.
crew so she could heal him.
Shot over my head.
Oh, it didn't hit you?
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, I went to the wrong side of the ship.
Yeah, the bridge is clear.
Oh, at least you didn't shoot somebody.
Well, as Commander Ferrick said, on your way through, grab any critical components, electronics from the bridge, anything of that nature that could potentially help us to upgrade the systems on the Atlantis class.
Are we not gonna try to get this ship up and working again then?
I think you should do a damage survey. But the thing is I just don't see us being able to replace half of engineering. I mean, we lost so much equipment down there. We have emergency supplies, but we didn't have a lot of rare ores with us, so building some of the more advanced components may be impossible. And honestly,
How
if
do we
that-
salvage?
well, if
Well, I'm
that
gonna at least well, not disassemble the advanced constructors.
that's probably a good idea.
What,
Yeah,
the
we're
drill?
gonna need to upgrade the large constructors on board that Atlantis class.
Actually, if the whole block can be salvaged, we can replace them outright.
Yeah, see if you can salvage the entire component. So Grim, I want you monitoring the radiation levels on Cason and Blaze as already established, and Varric, see what you can do with the sensors aboard the Ripcat, see if you can monitor the radiation aboard Pathfinder, analyze the particle emissions just to see if there's any indications of further spread.
Aye.
I'm still seeing a fairly substantial amount of radiation coming from the nacelles. It's permeating the hull down into the engineering section.
I managed to get some pave beans off of the harvest here.
Nice.
Harvest.
I
If
think
nothing
the
else, we'll have
agriculture
coffee.
base far enough away to avoid the radiation issues, but I would double check all of the organics for any kind of contamination.
Do we have enough storage space aboard the Atlantis class to be able to take on what we bring back?
The galley cryo storage was relatively full. In reality, I would probably suggest that anything organic we salvage from Pathfinder get put in isolated storage. Maybe
Understood.
even a med bay cryo chamber for that matter, because they're shielded better.
So,
Radiations levels rising in our away team.
alright guys, keep moving fast.
Is wondering if the hull plating in the back end of the ship has gotten saturated and it's spreading.
Can someone clear out the food processors in the galley?
Well, alright, Grim, Blaine, as long as you can do that, and Grim, just continue to keep an eye on their status.
Aye, Captain. I have a quick question.
What's that?
If the power is not on the ship, how are the elevators working?
They have their own internal backup
Okay,
power sources.
just thought I'd ask.
It's a safety measure. You can't have, with our only method of being able to move between decks being those lifts, you can't have them failing completely.
Wow. The oxygen is still working on the ship, and it says 109% in the oxygen text.
Oh, someone warped.
Whoa! What happened? Emergency! Emergency!
Looks like we had a warp coil just react to something.
Are we under attack?
Jason, should we take all the containers?
Jason, what did you
What?
want me to grab?
Should we take all the containers?
Yes we can.
Alright,
Actually,
you guys wanted me to check
these
the
ones aren't worth
fridge?
taking anyways, because these are smaller ones.
I'm not. I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I was checking the fridges.
We gotta find the galley.
Mhm.
I don't know where the
There's
galley
nothing
is,
in the
though.
galley.
This way.
The galley's clear.
You're.
The
The
galley?
galley's
process.
clear.
That was at
The galley's, it's clear.
The food processor there as well.
That was at
We're under attack again.
That's not the attack, that's the warp coil still having some kind of discharge. There must be just enough residual energy.
Isn't the fridge
Radiation
emptied out
levels
when we left?
rising.
Are they nearing critical?
Oh, the food
They're
processor.
nearing dangerous. The food processor and the galley's empty.
No, but you didn't take it.
Awesome.
Oh, did we need it? I didn't know we needed
What about
it.
the food processor and the med bay
I'm going to check now.
for med supplies?
See what's in it, or take the food processor itself?
Check it and take it.
I just checked it. I didn't know we were taking it.
How do you do that with the multi-tool?
Yeah,
Yep.
no, not disassemble. Is
Yep.
it disassemble? It is disassemble. Look at me go.
Yeah, it is disassembled.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff in mine.
I have room. Where are you?
Medbay.
I think where's the
Yeah, there's quite a bit of stuff in mine.
Jason, I lost you. Oh,
Okay, I'm completely full now.
I'm seeing some sparking from the thrusters.
I think we should get out here quite soon.
What are the radiation levels at, Grim?
Out of the 200 that won't kill them, it's at whole Jesus, it's at 130. We need to get out.
Alright. Grab anything that is close by, and then get the hell out of there.
Lights are flickering.
we need to get the O2 out of here too.
Second trip.
Our fuel reserve.
Done.
Jason, if you can take those radiation pills, it'll give you a few more minutes.
Approximately how many minutes?
And back
It'll
to the
drop
ship real
them
quick.
down from 130 down to at least 80.
Jason better get on board.
No whisper target found.
Jason's down here.
Yeah, I know.
Alright. Who set a charge?
Charge?
Someone just set a charge.
Do not set a charge. Do not set a charge.
Oh my
anywhere.
god.
That's not charges, that's warning system.
Okay, let's go,
It's
guys.
like the warp coils are blowing.
Wait, we need the
No whisper
O2.
target found.
I took it. I took the O2.
Guys, get out of there. I'm seeing some serious explosions coming from the cells.
Blaine,
I'm out.
are you on the ship?
No.
No whisper
Okay,
target
come on.
found.
1, 2, 3.
Alright, go.
Wait, okay.
No whisper target
You got
found.
this ship, I'm gonna go grab the other ships. Or one of the other ships.
Okay.
I'm grabbing a Griffin.
Alright, hurry up. Blaze, if you're going, go.
Yeah.
We should probably each take a ship out of here.
Actually, yeah, let's make that the path of action.
Alright.
Okay,
Blaine,
how do I
out.
pilot it?
you get to go get a ship.
You're going to move to the cockpit.
No
What ship?
whisper
Yeah.
target found.
You think?
Grab anything.
I'm sitting in the mining
Alright,
thing.
press Y to power it on.
Okay.
No whisper target
Press
found.
space to lift it off, to undock it from Pathfinder.
Okay.
No whisper target
And
found.
drive it out of the hangar.
Oh
Yep.
jeez, you just hit me.
Hey, what?
Sorry.
I'm frozen.
What do I do? How do I?
Mole one just hit me.
Hey,
I'm
how do I do
frozen.
this?
Alright, did you power it on?
No, my whole computer is frozen.
Oh shit. Well, how can we hear
There's
you then?
power on.
Alright, just... Alright, power's on, Blaine. Start.
Now what?
No, it's not. Okay, it's not. No, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
You have the power on? Alright,
Yes.
you're going to hit C. Are you on one of the fighters?
No, I'm on this bigger one.
No whisper target found.
That's the shuttle pod. Okay, you're gonna hit space to lift it off the... Oh, good lord, there's explosions going off all over this ship.
No whisper target.
You're gonna hit
target
space to
found.
undock it. There you go.
Ah!
And then you're gonna head forward out of the hangar.
No whisper target found.
I
The
hate the
movement?
same thing.
I'm not moving.
Grabbed a fighter.
Which one are you in? You in Galileo, or are you in in the shuttle pod, or what?
Oh god.
No
I'm in
whisper
Galileo.
target found.
I'll say the name of it.
It's the shuttle pod.
Looks like
I'm
the
in
explosions are
Galileo.
moving
Okay, it's the
towards the
shuttle pod.
hangar bay. They better hurry up.
All right, hang
No
on.
whisper
I'm gonna get out of
target
Ripcat,
found.
and I'm coming. You're gonna come assist you. Damn terrain.
Should I take one of the
No
fighters?
whisper target
thing-
found.
Yeah, you take one of the fighters. Galileo, if you can set down next to Ripcat real quick, I need you to give me a lift into the hangar so I can grab the shuttle pod. Canuck, if you're nearby, come back toward Ripcat. You're gonna help me grab one of the other fighters as well. Blaine, leave the shuttle pod behind. Grab one of the fighters.
Down.
Internal explosions in the hangar.
We gotta move, guys. Come on, let's go.
No
Okay,
whisper
so-
target found.
Are you sitting?
No, hang on. We're waiting for Canuck. Canuck, where you
What?
at?
Yeah, it looks like he might have disconnected.
Oh, I saw someone
Yeah,
on
we
foot
lost
out here.
him
I wasn't sure who
earlier.
it was.
It's Blaze.
Alright,
Yeah.
Blaze.
Come on, get on the Galileo.
Yeah, head
Coming.
for Galileo.
No whisper target found.
You're gonna help me grab one
Right.
of the other vehicles.
Are we sitting?
Not yet.
In. Sitting.
Alright, go, go, go.
No whisper target found.
Worst person.
How do I?
Alright, get out, get out, get out, get
How do
out.
I fly it?
Alright,
Here, you fly the Galileo.
you gonna take the pod or one of the fighters?
I'm gonna
I
take one
got
of the
two
fighters.
fighters out so far.
Alright.
Fighter.
Blaze,
No
yeah,
whisper
head for
target found.
one of the fighters.
Going.
Oh, that hurt.
Remember, you can extend the ramps. Can anybody get back?
I got it. I'm getting on the shuttle pod.
Alright, we've got one more fighter and the Razor to be able to take out. Who do we have free?
Okay, so how do I move? You said.
Kason, if you're heading for the Manta, Grim's already in it.
I'm not on it.
Alright, press Y to turn it to power it on,
Yeah. And then.
and then press space to lift it off the pad. Actually,
That's not-
I got the shuttle
Oh,
pod
these are
out.
all occupied.
alright, head for the Razor, Kason. Which
No
one are you
whisper
in? Are
target
you in the
found.
green one, Blaze?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Alright, that's fine.
The
yeah,
red
hit
one.
C to
I'm in the
drop
red
down.
one.
Hit
Oh,
C to-
C.
hit
Radiation
C
Yeah,
to
yeah.
drop
levels
down.
reaching critical.
No whisper target found.
There you go.
No whisper target found.
Alright, vessel's clear. Stay away from Pathfinder.
No
Ribcat,
whisper target found.
you need to put some distance between you.
I've got to pick it up. No one's aboard it.
Going for the Ripcat.
I'm heading for it as well.
there anything left inside the ship?
Probably.
There's nothing left of the ship.
Holy shit!
Actually, no. It's not. It's
Yeah,
a
I
nice
wanted to-
word.
That was just in time.
Yeah.
Ribcat sensors are detecting a fairly substantial radiation contamination along the ridge top. But it looks like it's not spread down into the water sources, luckily.
Alright.
Alright.
We need to work on recovery operation. Whoever's got the Razor, we're gonna take the hover vessels back to the Atlantis class first.
Manta should probably follow over you guys.
That's fine. We're gonna need someone to take to grab Galileo and leave one of the fighters here.
I have the shuttle
I
pod.
can jump in Galileo if you want me to.
Alright, go ahead and grab Galileo. And then we'll be using Galileo to shuttle people back and forth to pick up the rest of the vessels, whatever's left.
Who just backed into me?
Looks like we're gonna have the Mole and Griffin 1 left behind, and that's okay. We'll come back and pick them up.
Looks like
As
the
well as
hover
Razor.
bikes landed down in the valley.
We'll come back and pick them up.
Someone share the waypoint.
Captain, I want to make a quick pass to that Promethium deposit just to see if the area around it's safe.
Confirmed. Alright, hang on 1 minute, Blaze. I'll get the
Problem.
marker set up.
Where's the shuttle? Or, the Atlantis?
I'm working on getting a marker set. Alright, marker to the landing platform is shared.
Looks like these Promethium deposits are really small. The one I found here is only 160 units. It's something at least.
Better than nothing. If push comes to shove, you said we have a substantial amount of hydrogen reserves, yes?
Yeah, we actually had a fairly decent amount of fusion cells already made and a large amount of hydrogen. So I think we'll be okay for the moment.
Alright.
Plus, we haven't scouted the other side of this planet either, so we may find some more fuel deposits.
Let's worry about getting all of our equipment secure aboard the Atlantis class. Then we'll expand.
Are we
our
going
area
to
of
name it
search.
something or just keep calling it by its class name?
Well, we'll have
We
to.
could call it Pathfinder 2.
Maybe that name is unlucky.
Well, in all reality, the name of our mission is the Pathfinder mission, so I don't believe it would be appropriate to give it any other name, since it
I see.
since
Where
it
am I
doesn't have a
parking?
name on record.
I'll stay out of the hangar till everyone else parks. Because I'm
Just
shuttling
try to
people
squeeze
back
against
over
the
other
walls
side.
as well as you can. For the
problem with
fighters,
this fighter jet here is that the gravity is too much.
you having a hard time staying stable?
I am too.
Are you having a
The
difficult?
problem is that
Can you not achieve lift?
yeah,
It keeps
So-
rolling me
you
down.
can't achieve lift at all.
These shuttles were all built on Tenoria, and it only has 0.84 G. That's substantially more here. We may have to reconfigure a bunch of our equipment because of the Gs.
That's going to be difficult when it comes to the fighters.
Ah, jeez.
The shuttle seems like it's fine.
Yeah, but
I
I
got that
don't
lane,
know
I
how
got
to
that.
get up with lift.
And just see if you can find a place that's
Do you want me to work with Manta a little bit, see if I can get it in the bay?
I was gonna come try.
I'm watching him. I mean, it won't. There it goes. It's just barely clearing the landing pad. And it's back in the water.
Yeah, this one.
The problem is I jumped out of it by accident, so.
The poor thing looks like a fish flopping around trying to get air.
Alright.
Alright, do you want me in the bay, or do you guys want to come out and jump on and I'll take you?
How did you get the Hornet up?
Come into the bay. Oh, I see the Hornet. He's kind of using the, looks like he's using the forward thrusters
Pod.
to get himself.
I'm trying to park where I'm supposed to. It's not working.
You've got to flip around the other way.
Oh, god damn it.
Ah,
How do I go up?
Got to be nose forward. Base should lift you up.
Yeah, it should.
Space makes you go
That
down
would be
for
nice,
some
wouldn't it?
Here, hop out of the
can you
Manta
lift him
real
up
quick,
with
Blaine.
Galileo? Can we use Galileo to park the fighters?
I don't think so. Alright, somebody's above me. Who's above me?
Yeah, there's someone above you. There's what?
2 is not
Briefing 2, yeah.
overhead.
I'm kind of docked.
The ramp is extended. Let me get it.
Nicely done.
Yeah,
Oh.
Manta is the only one that's having issue with...
It's the ramp. The ramp's extended.
Oh,
Docking. I'll
Understood.
close it.
There we go. Directed it.
alright. See if I can get this thing. As soon as I...
This this hangar bay is a little tight.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
a little cramped. And now Manta is jammed.
And I just fell off the thing. Oh my god, this is awful.
Wow.
The poor
Alright.
fighter.
I'm gonna set Manta down on the floor.
I'll try to move the tank so you can move the Manta.
It's alright, I've got her. Just had to get her slid down. We're gonna have to check her for any hull damage.
You wanna try and move her up now?
I can't, she doesn't have enough lift to actually be able to...
The repair bay is online in this hangar if you need to use it.
Alright, I've got Manta set down at least. Looks like the Griffin is slowly drifting downward. I don't know if you're gonna be able to get her docked either. You've almost got her. I don't know who's piloting the Griffin, but you're doing some pretty fancy
It's
flying.
me.
You're lined up well, actually.
Don't know.
There you go.
She's barely docked.
Holy shit,
but
am I
she's
on
there.
here?
Yeah.
She's there. She's barely in place, but she's latched on.
As long as it's a secure dock, you're good to go. Alright, do we need to go
Holy
back out and
shit.
pick up anything? Mole
Yeah.
machine, right?
Yeah, we've got Mole
That's
Machine
the best
and
I could do with this right now.
Mole Machine and Razor. We've still got to get picked up. And
Yeah,
the
but
other-
the
Mole
other
Machine
Griffin.
can't fly either.
So this is gonna be a lot of fun.
Mole Machine can't what?
Can't fly.
Well, Mole Machine, she can hover, and we've got the ramp on the front end, so that's not an issue. But the
Mole machine can just drill a hole through the hillside and tunnel over here.
Alright, hang on, let me get aboard Galileo.
It looks like Hornet's having some trouble.
I fucking hate this thing.
You're doing
You're
better
close,
than I did.
actually.
Yeah, you're getting right there.
It won't dock.
Move
It's-
forward a little,
It just doesn't have enough.
and then straight up.
Does not have.
It won't go up.
Yeah, it doesn't have enough vertical lift.
You have to go forward kind of, and then rotate. Like look up and go forward.
And nose up
and then once right when you pass it up, look down.
Alright, is the group in Galileo ready?
Yeah.
Yep, Galileo's
Almost
good to
there.
go.
There you go.
Yeah, look
Oh,
down.
you're so close, so
No,
close.
god damn it.
You're a little off. You're a little off center though. Not off center.
Well, that's because the camera angle also sucks on this, you know. The sun's in
not
my
off center,
eyes.
You were a little crooked.
Well, there are definitely some thrust issues we have to address.
You just weren't leveled on it.
Looks like we're going to have some engineering time to work on these ships.
That is
Luckily,
agreed.
the planet we found wasn't any higher G-force than what it is. This could have
No
been
kidding.
really bad.
This is terrible.
Alright, there's the Mole, Griffin 1, and I think Razor's down in the valley. Who wants to take what? Oh, we
The
only...
Griffin 1. I got it this far.
Alright. We got
I'm going for the
Blaze.
mole.
Alright. Ferric, if you want to take me down to Razor,
Yep.
I'll take that one.
Whoa, don't fire at me.
Hey. Oh. I think the turrets are active on the,
Those are...
Oh, that's me firing.
Yeah, you've got to deactivate your turrets.
What's it shooting at?
How do I do that?
Open the control panel and
Yeah.
turn off the turrets on the main switches there.
Ah, there you go.
Alright, we're down.
Alright. Your hatch is secure.
Try this again.
Razor has power. You're clear to take off, Galileo.
This
I'll
is
stay
awful.
above you until you get back.
Appreciate it.
Just in case you get hung up on something.
Yeah, this terrain is...
Long
Very
not
valleys
ideal.
with steep ridges.
The Razor seems to have the least amount of trouble with the terrain and the gravity on this planet. I mean, it's flying along like there's nothing wrong at all.
Yeah, so far the shuttle's reacting well too. I don't think we have to tweak it much. It might be able to use a little more vertical thrust, but I don't think we'd have to do it if we, absolutely don't want to. I'm gonna wait till you get all the others parked before I go in.
I am ducked.
Hey, that's okay. How did you get Galileo 2 straightened out?
Can you move the razor?
Oh, alright.
I got it.
I got
What
it,
do you
yeah.
need?
The Razor was in the way.
Keep it.
Oh hell yeah, I
Hey.
got it.
Hmm?
Look. Thought I'd let you know.
Oops.
Oh,
I got
now
it.
you're not. You're good. Oh, I forgot to turn the power off on mine. Oopsie.
Yeah, power down your vessels when you get them docked.
Yeah. Sorry.
Really
I
hate
got
to
this
park
one
on
even
top
better
of
than
the
the other
repair
one.
bay, but I don't think I have much of a choice.
We're just gonna have to make it work. We're gonna have to play musical vessels sometimes, I'm sure.
A lot.
Alright, let's get the loading ramp secured and the hangar bay door secured as well.
Alright. Look at that parking job.
Please transfer the new stuff over to the whatever food processors we have on the ship.
Yeah, I have stuff too I need to go put in.
Can I dump the things I picked up in this cargo box right here? Hangar?
We have some cargo boxes in the hangar that look like loading modules we could potentially use. Is that going to be okay with you, Kason?
For what?
We have some cargo boxes in the hangar that look like they'd work for loading modules.
I'm gonna have to do. Are they large ones or small ones? I can always replace them later, I
I
guess.
think they're large ones. They looked like them anyways.
They may have a less capacity, I don't know.
It looks like some of the food that was stored on Galileo was contaminated and spoiled. Not a lot, but some of it did.
As long as we
Alright,
haven't
there
lost
was
all of it.
there was there was food on the tank as well.
The Ripcat.
Yeah.
Double check it.
We actually still have a pretty substantial supply of
Yeah, there
consumables.
is
So.
some spoiled food, but the other is in the fridge, so that should be good.
Alright. Get everything transferred to its appropriate containers. Looks like all ancillary craft are back aboard, and I am double checking into hull and system integrity on each of them just to confirm that they are damaged. Looks like Galileo's taken a little bit of damage.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. It was not an easy thing to deal with. That increase in gravitational pull really showed us
You know
where
nothing?
some areas of improvement.
Who put this much fuel in the fuel tank?
Thankfully, there's only minor damage to the Manta and the
I wonder if that was
Galileo.
damage from the explosions coming from the hangar.
That's possible.
Probably. God. This is why you don't have guns out on the ship, guys.
I tweaked the one of the lights in the galley. It was really dark in here when we got in here. I just adjusted the range a bit.
Alright. Looks like both the Griffins are in good shape.
Well, I think it would be a good idea to actually go ahead and get the agriculture bay planted to get some sort of establishment of food supply going here.
Agreed.
Give me a minute.
Commander Grimm, if...
Give me a minute.
all I was gonna say is,
I got it.
as soon as you're available.
We have a fridge somewhere.
All the fridges are in the galley.
Alright,
Yes.
how much of stuff am I planting?
You need help getting back upstairs, please?
Yeah, this bay
Yeah,
being
that's
this
where
long,
the lift
Alright.
is.
Very front of the hangar.
I think what I
Right.
would do
Thank
is...
you.
Barry,
Yeah.
I don't like talking over them. Will you switch channels to the briefing room for me?
Sure.
So I can hear you?
User left your channel.
Thanks.
Okay, I think what I would do is one row each on the long side of the tomatoes, pumpkins, and durians, which is what makes the
Tomatoes.
that makes the cans
Where
of
the fuck
vegetables.
is the tomato? Where the fuck are the tomatoes?
Do we have any?
Tomatoes, yeah. Alright, so tomatoes, pumpkins.
Tomatoes, pumpkins, and durians. And I would do one full row down the long side each of those. So that takes up 3 rows. And then we can do... We need a little bit of plant fiber, a little bit of corn. Those two are probably, small amounts would work. Maybe 4 to 6 plots of the fiber and maybe 4 to 6 of the corn. What are these? These are 18. I would do over here.
Hold on, one at a time. I have a very small remembering span. So you'll tell me, I'll say yeah, because I understand, and then I won't remember it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, actually I completely understand that.
I do comprehend what you're saying. Am I going to remember what you're saying? Probably not.
Alright, grab plant fiber and corn, I think are the next two. And I'll have to look to see what's left. I can't even think of what's next to do.
So everything that I've used, I've put on the bottom line.
Okay, perfect.
Alright, so I'm doing these.
Yeah,
This
I'm thinking
small
like, there's 18
User
plots in
disconnected
these
from your
sections.
channel.
I would do 6 each of the corn and the
Again,
fiber.
maybe? I don't think I grabbed the right plant fiber.
There's one that's the finished product and one that's the sprouts. I think Casey...
So am I doing wheat?
No,
No, found it.
corn and
Found it.
plant fiber.
Alright.
And I'm going to look at the rest to see exactly what we have here.
So I'm doing this one, a row of plant fiber?
Do like 6 each of those. It's a slot of 18, so we can do...
Okay, so that's...
And then, isn't the textured plant protein a good one for healing?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do a row of those.
Okay.
And that's a medical supply thing. And did we decide the Ahax fruit is worthless?
I can't remember.
Okay, well I
know we did the space oranges.
Yeah, we just did a couple of those, I think, maybe. What makes the fruit pies? Is that the perthing fruit?
I think...
Okay, so...
I know we need some aloe vera.
Yeah, so let's do a row of wheat, a row of perthing, and then we'll do a half row of aloe and a half row of space oranges, and that should finish it off.
Where are the perthings?
I think everything's in that
Oh,
container.
found it. Alright, so I got wheat, perthing, aloe, and textured plant protein.
Yes. So we're going to do a full row of the plant protein over here. We need more of that, because that's a really valuable healer.
Oh, wait, we have a row over here. Do you want me to put it over here instead?
Oh, I forgot about these. We have more space than I thought.
Well, let's fill with what we have. We need first, and
yeah,
then
that's not a bad idea, actually, because
then we'll
as
add from
valuable
there.
as those are, it would be worth it.
Plus, if we end up with too much of something, we can always change it, you know? Alright, so I'm going to do a small row of aloe because it grows so fast.
Oh, I forgot about the alien honey.
But I'm going to do, like I said, that small row of aloe because it
Yeah,
grows so fast.
And plus we have a crap load of bandages already anyway, so.
So now I'm going to do the perthing over here, I guess.
Yeah, I would do a row of perthing and a row of wheat, because that grows, or that does the fruit pies, which is actually a pretty good food item too.
I feel like a farmer.
I always enjoyed the gardening part.
I don't mind it. I still feel like a farmer. Captain.
I wish we could wave at him.
He can hear me.
Oh, okay.
He said he wishes he could wave at you. So I'm going to do some of the alien honey and I guess some of the... Are we doing the Akua berries or the space kavas? Oh, we need to do the kavas.
Oh,
I
yes.
guess.
Do a long row of the coffee beans. We definitely need those.
Right. And so I got some of the honey too for one of the smaller rows.
Yeah, there's a row of 6 on this side that the honey would fit in well.
Okay.
It's a medicinal too, isn't it?
I think it's also partly... I think it might be a healing item partly.
Yeah. Like a poison thing, maybe?
I can't remember.
It's
Look how
something, though.
useful we are.
Yeah, I know we don't need much of it, but it's helpful to have some in stock. This is a huge garden.
Yes. Okay, we have one more long row.
All right, what's left in the thing?
Akua sprouts. Someone's about to die.
It's me. I
Oh,
didn't
so
realize
am
I was
I.
starving to death.
Do you need a ration pack?
No, I had a whole bunch of cans of vegetables already.
Okay, I have a rations pack. Okay, we have space oranges, akua berries. So I guess we could do half a row of each.
Yeah, just split it evenly between the two. We've got so much of the other stuff. I think we'll be in good shape. It's going to take some time to get this garden going because the new sprouts
Yeah.
take a good bit to actually get mature to start producing anything. So I figure we might as well get this done. Cool. We have a garden.
Yay. Okay. They are mid-talking right now. So hold on.
You want to jump back in the other channel?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
User joined your channel.
We have a
User
garden.
joined your
Hey,
channel.
we're back.
We have a garden?
We have a garden.
Big garden.
Very big garden.
Excellent. Let me take a look. I kind of glanced in a minute ago. Maybe you can give me a report on,
There's a lot of shit. There's your report.
It's orderly, so you can consistently tell what's here. But
So this is aloe, right here where I'm walking. And then this is alien honey.
excellent.
And then I forgot what this is.
Purthings. And
I forgot what this is as well. This is corn.
Alright.
This is fiber plant.
Okay.
This is wheat. This is durians. This is pumpkins, tomatoes, textured plant protein, kava beans, and then half of this is space oranges, and half of it's akua berries.
Excellent.
so we have a nice variety. Should be producing pretty quickly, I think.
Very good. It looks like the growth lights are up to snuff as well.
Yep, they're all distributed out, and they stay on when the others go off, so we're good on the sensors too.
Good. No, I had Blaine do an ordnance check, and
Looks like the pumpkin or the tomatoes are already blooming. Look at that.
well done.
Yay.
I had Blaine do an ordnance check, and we have no ordnance aboard. Blaine, what kind of weaponry do we have aboard?
2 plasma turrets and 6 pulse laser turrets.
All right. That's something.
Working
At
to
least.
set you up with the ammo you need for him.
Captain, I think it might be a good idea to maybe scout around the planet to see what other resource nodes are in the area. If we're starting to look to see what our situation is for manufacturing, we might need to see what's available.
All right. Kason, do you have the resources necessary to make the modifications to the thrusters aboard the new Pathfinder?
After taking inventory off of the old Pathfinder, yes, we do.
All right. Well, we can still look into resource nodes nonetheless, just to see what's at our disposal. Blaine, do you have the...
Commander, it might take a week to get the modifications done, though.
That's understandable. We'll just have to work on it as timely a manner as we can. Blaine, do we have the turrets set to proper targeting parameters?
Yeah, what was it again? Other factions, turrets, mounted weapons, and what else was the other one?
Alien.
Alien. Yeah, that's what I set them all to.
Alright, excellent. Kason, would you mind loading the ordnance once it's crafted, only because I'm gonna have Blaine go on the survey mission with Varric and Grim,
Oh.
unless you need to remain behind.
No, I can go.
Okay. If you've got something more pressing here, by all means, we need to make sure that the new Pathfinder is in appropriate working order.
Uh,
I am grabbing some food in the galley, and I'll be ready to go as soon as you guys are. I'm a little curious to see if there are any points of interest on this planet. We didn't see any coming in, so...
Do we want to repair that one missing glass pane over in the galley?
We're gonna have to be able to pressurize that room.
I've got to do some categorizing and system checks in medbay. So I'm not going to be able to go on this trip.
Okay.
So what's the difference
And then I'm
between
probably going
LS...
to log off.
What's the difference between LS Charge and LS Charge 2 for CVs?
I don't know.
I never noticed this LS2 Charge or LS Charge 2 CV before.
I have no idea. I hadn't even... That must be something new from our schematic logs we hadn't looked over before we left.
But I am going to
Craft
leave
one and see if we can load it in.
a good portion of stuff. I left some large medkits, small medkits, and bandages in one of the cryo chambers.
Okay, do we have any antidote injections?
Anti-radiation pills, antidote pills, 260 bandages, 29 antidote injections, 21 antibiotic ointments, 21 stomach pills, 25 adrenaline shots, and that's only in this box. On my person we have 36 large medical kits, 28 small med kits, 118 bandages, 14 antibiotic ointments, 23 antidote injections, 3 radiation pills, 13 adrenaline shots, 20 stomach pills, 19 antidote pills, and then we also still have 117 bandages.
My goodness. Alright.
And then in another thing, we have 14 small medical kits, 18 large, and then over here we've got my missiles and coffee. Never mind.
Alright. Well, I've grabbed
We were down
my
to
kit.
about 120 cans of food in the galley. I actually just started another cycle using up some of our vegetables that were brought over from Pathfinder, but we definitely need to get the garden going pretty quickly.
Alright, well, it's planted and it looks like the growth lights are functioning properly, so we'll
It looks like what we do have in the fridge is good on perishable times anyways.
Alright.
Alright, Gazin, is it okay to log off here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
Adios, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
User disconnected
Bye.
from your channel.
Alright. Blaine and Varric, let's report to the hangar. Make sure that you have adequate medical kits and some antidote pills. If you don't have them, you can acquire them in Medical Bay.
I will stop by there on my way out. And it looks like the garden's in good shape. I'm seeing blooms across the several rows of plants already, so
Excellent.
good news. Looks like we actually have a pretty substantial water supply on the ship as well. A lot more than I was expecting.
That's good. That'll at least keep us hydrated.
don't know where she keeps the antidote pills, but I'm not finding them.
One of the lab cold storage containers.
There we go.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, I'm all stocked up now.
Alright, Blaine, are you all set? Alright, head down to the hangar. We are going to take Galileo out for a planetary survey. She's armed. Should be able to defend herself well enough, but still keep on the evasive.
Didn't you say you detected some damage earlier on it?
Yeah, some minor damage. If you can scoot her over far enough to let the repair bay work, hopefully the repair bay still functions on this thing.
Let's see what happens. Nothing. Can you check and see if the repair bay's turned on?
Let me check functionality. Case, can you release Syscon for a moment?
Oh, sure.
Should be close enough for it to be working.
There we go. Alright, Syscon released. It's all yours again, Kaysen. The repair bay was deactivated. You might need to scoot forward a tad more.
Almost right on top of it.
There it goes.
I guess you really do have to be on top of it.
Yeah, looks like it.
Okay, good to go now. Alright, we're docked.
Alright, grabbing co-pilot's chair. Blaine, you in flight position?
Yep.
Alright, let's proceed.
Are you guys taking off without me?
Well, if you've got the Pathfinder loaded and you're good to travel with us, then we can wait for you.
I'll finish up and then I'll catch up with you guys.
Alright. My recommendation would be to take Shuttle Pod 2 just because the fighters have such a difficult time with this gravity.
Alright. Will do.
Whoops.
Need to get...
Oxygen tanks are empty on Galileo. We better go back.
Yeah, let's... do we have oxygen and life support storage?
Should be.
Oh.
Alright, we're
Oh,
stable
that's the other thing. We need, okay. The other thing is, we need to get some, oxygen and hydrogen generators established in one of the water sources close by.
We have plenty of O2.
Oh, do we?
Almost a full
Let me,
storage container full of O2.
Let me
Where's
check
it at?
here.
Is it in life support? Barrick, don't take off without me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not showing all my passengers now.
I came back aboard to grab the O2 for the shuttle.
Oh, we had some on board.
Oh, alright.
Yeah,
I'll
we had 50
proceed.
tanks in storage. I just had to go grab it out of the cargo.
I'll proceed back down to the hangar then. Alright, I'm in flight position. Oh, Kaysen was going to join us, I think, wasn't he?
I'll catch up to you guys.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
The 2 promethium deposits I detected earlier are actually right about here. We're almost there now. They were actually really close together.
Would mole machine work on this gravity though?
Oh yeah.
Would we be able to get out of
the-
the deposit once it gets into it?
The hovers are fine. It won't have any trouble at all.
Yeah, as far as I know,
Okay.
the HVs don't have
Is that
any
a building
issues.
to the left?
That does appear to be a point of interest. Sensors or reading communication arrays. Could be a Xerox comm center.
So it looks like we have a
But for evasive, just in case.
It looks like we have over 17,000 O2 bottles.
Well, that's good. Were we able to recover our hydrogen stores from the Pathfinder? The old Pathfinder? Former
Yes.
Pathfinder?
I
Okay.
know this hydrogen got brought over. I wasn't sure about the oxygen.
Alright.
I grabbed the oxygen last. The last thing I grabbed.
Okay. So far I'm seeing cobalt deposit,
It's like just common minerals so far.
copper, promethium, iron. The iron might come in handy. Did we have any sathium left over from the stores of the former Pathfinder?
Oh yeah.
Alright.
We had a fairly substantial ingot supply for pretty much all the common stuff.
Everything except the last two, the restrum and Ziscosium. Those are
Alright.
the only things we need.
We're probably going to
reason-
use a chunk of that establishing, any sort of a presence here, but
Well, the other aspect is now, in order to try and get the new Pathfinder up and running,
seeing a base off to the starboard.
checking on visual.
Right at the foot of that mountain to the right.
I see it. Do a quick flyby. Be ready to...
It's a mining shaft.
Abandoned mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, sensors are reading a pretty deep
Crash
cavern
Titan?
underneath it.
Another crashed ship.
Alright. Let's keep those logged, because those might hold some resources that would be useful to us.
That's a base I've never seen before. Oh, that's the Titan, actually.
That's a, Oh, we've got another potential installation ahead of us. An outpost, looks like.
Off to the left. And
Taking
they're
fire.
firing.
Evasive maneuvers. Good lord, that's a lot of fire coming off that base.
Get down behind this mountain past this cover.
Wow. Well done on the evasive.
My little baby can move if you make her.
The, didn't take much damage. Your integrity is still above 90%. I'm gonna have to grab some more ration packs the next time we head, the next time we get home.
I have some spare canned vegetables if you need them.
I just, ate the last ration pack I had, so if I get to that point, I'll,
This is a huge body of water right here.
I'm running some scans. Now, it still looks essentially like it's fresh water, even though it's looks like it's large enough to be a sea. I wouldn't drink out of it, but not salt water.
This planet looks like it's about 80% water.
That's what I'm seeing as well. More or less ocean. I guess where we came down was the the more land-covered portion.
Are you seeing a base? Like, I'm seeing an EA base as a waypoint.
Really?
Yeah.
Just at the polar barrier. I mean, I have the landing platform marked.
Oh, that must be what it is. It's just a generic base indicator.
Ah, okay, yeah, that's, the landing platform should be what you're picking up.
Well, if we're to work our way up to taking out these bases, I would say that abandoned mine would be a high priority target, especially with our need for resources right now.
Agreed. We didn't seem to encounter any, or we didn't take any, incoming fire from that position, and mines obviously are there for a reason. We'll make that our next priority target. But I think for now, we're gonna go ahead and just get back to, well, get back to the new Pathfinder. And, we'll have everybody take a little bit of leave, get some rest. And then we'll start working on getting her up to snuff. Once we've got her in good shape, then we'll start worrying about pacifying the installations around here. We've also got to work on our fighters. They've got to be combat effective. I say you gotta bring her in further than that.
My view kind of got a little wonky there for a second.
Understood. Bring just a bit.
I'm just doing the repair. Do you want me to move it clear of the repair bay?
Yeah, if you don't mind. Ease us back a little bit, or forward, either way, that's fine. Alright.
It's right at the line, so I think the door was still closed.
Well, we're gonna end up having to secure these doors because it doesn't look like the sensors function properly.